Hi gang, Jeff McAleer here once again, and I've got a special guest. I've got my nephew Cameron joining us.
Hi,
hello
guys.
Cam.
Hi there.
And the reason why I brought Cam on board is because I am taking a look at Shadows of Brimstone, Swamps of Death. Which, yes, I know a lot of people out there are going to be thinking, my goodness, Jeff, why don't you bust out some really old stuff that we've seen umpteen times on videos. But I have to point out, Shadows of Brimstone, Swamps of Death is brand new to me. It's brand new to Cam.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to actually finally get Scott Hill from Flying Frog Productions in front of the camera at Gen Con 50 to do an interview because Shadows of Brimstone is hot, hot, hot. You're not familiar with the game. Shadows of Brimstone is a miniatures game which kind of does a mashup with the Old West as well as kind of Lovecraftian horror. And there are multitude of various different expansions out there that really build upon both Shadows of Brimstone, Swamps of Death, as well as Shadows of Brimstone, City of the Ancients, which were the two big core boxes that had been kickstarted by Flying Frog. And this is a big, heavy box. This is a good, massive box. And we can see it is for 1 to 4 players, so there are rules for solitaire play. Hooray! Ages 12 and up, plays in about 90 to 120 minutes. So you ready to take a look at this, Cam?
Yes.
All right, so I have to point out, Cameron, a few years ago, was trying to convince his parents to get into miniatures gaming, and I believe you were looking at like Warhammer 40K. You had a friend who was playing that.
Yeah, one of my friends was playing it.
Right, and I said, hey, you know, cool game, excellent minis. Price point's a little dicey there. So, I wanted to make sure that I got a chance to show Cameron what's inside Shadows of Brimstone. And it looks like we've got a lot of miniatures here. And we've got the Summer 2016 product catalog. Alrighty, we've got a bunch of cards. We got the Swamps of Death adventure book. Got a rule book. We've got some character cards here. We've got the Nun, the Indian Scout, the Rancher, the Lawman. And then it looks like we've got some big baddies here. The Demon, the Beast, Demon from the Void, Undead, Tentacles, a corpse pile, and then it looks like these are dual-sided. So we've got different... Well, maybe not. They are dual-sided, but maybe there's kind of an advanced game and a basic game. But I think you're probably fighting more monsters than just that. So we've got that. Alright, and we got these. Looks like we've got some player aid sheets here. Depth event charts. Looks like this is the town. Town events, sure enough. Frontier Town. Madness charts, injury chart. Looks like we've got like a lot of kind of random event, sort of random encounter.
Purchasing items.
Yep. The general store. Entertainment. I'll play some casual poker for $50. Brimstone Craps. Saloon Girl Performance. Well, no Pharaoh? Come on, this is an Old West game. Where's the Pharaoh table? What else we got? Blacksmith. Dark stone items and equipment. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this so far.
Yeah.
Church. Yeah, you won't find me in one of those. Anyway, all right, moving right along. Doc's office.
Is that a music track? What is that?
Yes, it is. It is a music CD, which one of the things with Flying Frog Productions, they're really big on including a CD of music while
cool.
you play. Yes, there's quite a few of their games that include...
Just to increase the atmosphere.
Yes, exactly. A lot of people who play role-playing games use CDs of music and stuff like that. There are quite a few companies out there that actually are in business to sell CDs of music. All right, so we got a bunch of decks of cards. We got a honking handful of six-sided dice. Looks like we got kind of a special custom six-sided die, as well as an eight-sided die. Okay, so let's take a look at the decks. Well, you know what? No, let's look at the rule book. And the rule book's clocking in at 35 pages. Let's take a quick peek here. And from my understanding, the player characters, it's a cooperative game. So all the players are actually taking on the roles of these Old West characters. Oh, hey, you know what? How much you want to bet? See, they're showing a different lawman.
Mm-hmm.
How much you want to bet? These are dual-sided male and female. So we got a rancher and a rancher. How about that? Female Indian Scouts, male Indian Scout. So, of course, the nun is going to be a priest. Oh, preacher. Close enough. Pretty cool. That's nice. I always like games that kind of go the extra mile for a little bit of inclusiveness. Anyway, picking up where we left off, creating a new hero, setting up the game, depth track, game turn, activating your heroes, exploration, because what's going on is, so you're these Wild West characters, I shouldn't say Wild West, Old West characters, and somehow these portals have opened up and these creatures are pouring forth. So of course, who do you think has been tasked with taking care of these monsters and that, but the player characters? And there's various different tiles in that you're going to utilize as you go through. So every time you play is going to be a little bit different. So what do you think? Is there anything underneath this plastic? Of course, because we have to have the tiles somewhere, right?
A lot of tiles.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff in this package. So, moving right along. I'm saving the minis for last. Pop this stuff out. If it'll come out, come on. You know you want to get out here. And it looks like there's various tokens and things like that as well, included in these rooms. And if we take a close look, it looks like everything's based on a grid. So we've got these squares here, a little more than an inch, or is that about an inch? That's about an inch. So, which interestingly means that you don't necessarily have to only play with the terrain that's included. You could use this with your own terrain, 3D terrain, like most miniatures games. Alright, so we've got these dual-sided. Of course they're dual-sided. Look at all these goodies! Alright, so we've got these. Oh, look, we got the boat. We'll take the boat out of here, man! Looks like almost a mine. Yeah. Well, and then...
Ribs.
Yeah, some creatures' ribs. I don't know, Cam, what do you think?
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like crap. What are you talking about? This is garbage. Flying Frog Productions, you should be embarrassed to be... I'm kidding. This does look really, really cool.
Looks very complex as well.
Don't know. I don't know. Well, okay, first off, we looked at the rule book. The rule book was 35 pages. Most miniatures games, from my experience, do not clock in at 35 pages. They're usually a lot more. Granted, there's a lot of fluff. Oh, look at this. A big flying frog token. Oh, that's pretty cool. Man, look at all these.
Yeah.
What would you say if I told you this game is $99, Cam?
Say you're lying.
How much would you say it is? $300? Come on, get out of here.
It's
This is
$150.
$150?
Yeah, for all the stuff, yeah.
Oh, we haven't even seen the miniatures yet.
That's true.
Or the cards. Of course, I mean, come on, they're cards.
Yeah.
Well, we threw in an extra deck of cards, so it's $20 more. All right, so it's going to take us a second. We're going to open up these decks and see what we've got. All right, so I've cracked open some of these decks, and it looks like we've got a lot, probably, of different decks. Got an epic threat deck, high, medium. No, for all you wimpy players out there. Actually, no, it's just showing how many characters you got, how many heroes. So 1 to 2 looks like low. Epic is probably for people who are very familiar with the game. 5 to 6 heroes. Okay, so we got the threats. Kind of separate these because I got an impression that these might be broken up. Then we've got various cards of the same deck in different packaging. So scavenge, loot. Alright, and this is one of those games where I don't want to be like a spoiler and be like, oh, let's look at all the cards. So scavenging, nothing here. That'll probably be me looking around. Look, they're all nothing here. Don't even bother scavenging, I guess. Small find, emerging darkness, something shiny. Let's see what else we got. Let's see if I'm right and we actually have them broken into different decks. This is, looks like characters. Yep. Indian Scout. Looks like you get abilities. I would take a guess you probably get to, like, level up your characters in the game.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, because from my understanding, oh man, there are just, like, all these different cards broken up.
Huh.
Map deck. I thought it was Swamps of Death, not Swamps of Jargano? Okay. Oh, maybe that's... Oh, okay, I get it. Depending on where you're at. The mine.
Oh.
The swamps. Yeah. All that stuff. Encounters. Man, look at all this stuff. It's blowing my mind. Alright, so it looks like preacher performing sermons, faith, hit types. Looks like we may have some, some cards to help you out as far as like player aids, bounce diagram, side bag tokens. Man, there's just loads and loads of stuff in here. Preacher, firebrand. Yeah, it looks like you might, once you like level up, maybe you draw a card and it's a new special ability that you get. Sermons, that's got to be for the nun and the preacher. Man, I'm telling you. Look at this. How long is this video going? We haven't even looked at the minis yet. There's more encounters. Artifacts. Depending on where you're at. Different artifacts that you're going to pull off. Personal items. Jeez, starting gear. Gear. It looks like it might be all gear from here on out. Just taking a look, like journal pages.
Oh, it's got like prices for them too.
Yeah, I'm going to take a guess. You could probably, because a lot of these kind of games, this is sort of a dungeon delve kind of game.
Yeah.
So you can get loot, and the loot might not be great for your character. So there's usually some sort of a store or outpost or something where you can actually like sell stuff and then buy stuff that's more appropriate. Okay, so we got the Adventure Book 2, which clocks in at 63 pages. And look at that. Little handy dandy kind of painting guide. We're not going to delve too deeply into this because, once again, I do not want to ruin the surprises. So it's showing the different minis that are in this. So 6, 12, 24, 27, 28, 32. So it comes with 4 heroes. Like I said, there are a bunch of different expansions. There was a second core box like this that came out as well. So let's pop this bag open real quick. We're not going to look at every single miniature. And of course, one bag gets us more bags. So there's some tentacles. So you can paint these up and play a little Day of the Tentacle on your PC. You ever play that, Cam?
I have it on PlayStation, but no, I've never actually
Yeah, it's
played
pretty funny. It's pretty cool. It's a classic. All right, so obviously we see that you have to put these together. And of course, you're going to have to cut them off the sprue too. So you want to be very, very careful with that. But those of us who have played miniatures for a long time already know. A lot of times you're using a razor or a special clipper. Man, these are pretty damn cool. And the other thing about actually assembling your miniatures as opposed to them already being just, pre-produced in that, is it gives you a chance to kind of customize them.
That's a big miniature.
Yeah, that is. That's some solid wingspan there. Pretty sweet. So we've got, oh my gosh, I'm not even going to try to put all this stuff back together. I'm just going to be lazy and do this. So all these goodies are what you'll find when we take everything from Shadows of Brimstone, Swamps of Death, outside the box. Now, if you'd like to learn more about any of Flying Frog Productions' great games, because they have loads and loads of cool stuff out there, and they're not all miniatures games. You've got Last Night on Earth and Conquest of Earth and so on and so forth. They do have miniatures in them, but they're not miniatures games. But if you want to check out all of the great lineup of Flying Frog Productions games, be sure to go to flyingfrog.net. And once again, I'm Jeff McAleer.
I'm Cameron McAleer.
And for the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV, come on by now. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. And until next time, thanks for watching.